and gentlemen, this is Kingdom Warriors, and I am going to be doing this little video before we get done, before we officially start the Dead Space, game, remake storyline. Now, before I even go anywhere in this video, I want everyone to realize that this is going to have spoilers, so there is a spoiler warning that is in effect. So I will give you guys 10 seconds to get out of the stream if you do not want to hear any of the backstory of Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. I will be going over it just a little bit and not really going that much into it. Just in case, even if I am giving you guys a spoiler warning, I don't really want to give you guys that much information about what is in the games. So I just want you guys to actually understand that this is going to be me explaining what the storyline is about in all three of the Dead Space games and what we might be expecting in the new Dead Space. So like I said, I will give you guys 10 seconds to get out of the stream if you do not want any spoilers. And once the 10 seconds are up, then I will start the explanation. And just to also give you a friendly reminder or a friendly update, we will be starting the Dead Space stream at 10, 15, 20, 10, 20 as soon as I get done with the explanation video and getting done with this game. So, like I said, with that in effect, I will give you guys 10 seconds. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that does it for the 10 seconds. And if you guys are still here, then that means you are going to be hearing the full story, or at least a little bit of the story of Dead Space. Now, Dead Space, guys, we are going to have to, in order to explain what Dead Space is, we are going to have to start from the very beginning. So, Dead Space is a very, very horrific game where it is based off of this, you can kind of say curse, but it's basically everyone dealing with aliens that are called necromorphs. Necromorphs are basically dead bodies coming back to life, basically like a zombie, but they are more horrific than what a zombie is. Now, what necromorphs are basically doing is evading, and they are basically killing everything in their sight. Now the difference between necromorphs and zombies is that the necromorphs can still die more easily than what a regular zombie can. So typically, the way necromorphs die in the first couple was shooting their limbs off. Now, whether or not that is exactly how this game is going, what this game is going to do in the remake, I don't know. But anyways, continuing on. So the story happens in Dead Space is that these adventurers in space were going around different planets because I believe the Earth's resources are dying. So they are trying to constantly figure out ways of making making Earth better. Now, with that being the case, they find this artifact called the Marker. The marker is basically an energy source, which everybody was thinking that this could be something that they could use to help loosen the dependency on what do I want to call those, like oil and stuff like that. Fossil fuels is what I was trying to say. And in the end, the marker was not what they expected. They put this on the ship called the Ishimura. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, the Ishimura. And with this being the case, the longer it was on the ship, the more able it was to officially activate, and it made it to where everybody on the ship was going deadly insane. Basically, they would see things that weren't there. They were going insane enough to kill somebody. And when they killed somebody, it almost was like they were basically becoming a psychopathic killer. Now eventually the marker even made it to where these people would eventually kill themselves, and their body would go through a dramatic mutation, making them into necromorphs. Now, the Ishimura went completely dark after a while. There was a few survivors, not much, but typically everybody in the Ishimura was dead. Now after that, the Earth's government was like, we have our best pilot, we have our best team on that ship, so we need to figure out what happened. Not to also mention, a lot of them cared about the marker and what it was going to do for the world. So they sent a team to head over and try to figure out what happened. Now, this team is represented by the main character that you play throughout all of the Dead Space games, called Isaac Clarke. Isaac Clarke is one of the maintenance for the marker. He goes and is trying to fix the Ishimura and trying to figure out what drastic event happened to make it to where it got broken down so badly. Now, eventually, he finds out that the Ishimura is infested with these necromorphs. And for a side note, he also had a girlfriend on the Ishimura, which made it even more of a situation that he needed to figure out what happened. So in the end of the first one, he went through everything and went through all the horrific events, basically barely making it off the Ishimura, and I think he was just floating in space. I can't remember on that part. That's the part I'm not too for sure on. Now, the second one is the continuation of the second one, where Isaac Clarke was found, captured, and it was seemingly to be that he was going to be safe. That was not the case, because after he destroyed the first marker, these group of people decided to make a complete replica. And in the second one, he's a lot more he's way more communicative in the second one than in the first one. He doesn't ever really talk in the first one. So that is something we can expect when we play this remake. Now, in the continuation, is that he completely is trying to fight the mental strain that the marker has caused. Like I said, he found out his girlfriend was um, was killed due to suicide by the marker's influence. Like I said, these I should have said that. The marker, yeah, I did say that. The marker, like I said before, makes it to where you kill yourself in the end, or eventually get so psychopathic somebody else kills you. And in the end, that is what she did, is that she killed herself. Now, after killing herself and the marker influencing Isaac from the very start he interacted with the marker, he completely kept seeing Ellie, and Ellie was driving him insane. Basically giving him, basically saying that he was the one who killed her. He's the one who forced her to go on to the Ishimura, and basically just giving him a very, very severe depression in a sense. But in the end, like I said, he got saved due to being floating around in space. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly. I did play and I beat it, but it's been a long time. After the events of the first one, like I said, he gets picked up. He gets to this other place and finds out, like I said, that they have a complete replica of the marker. And as you know, the events from the Ishimura is happening on their world as well, on that station as well. Eventually, Isaac gets a suit, and he is now officially fighting the necromorphs again, and going through everything. Like I said, he is fighting through the influence of the marker, and has also found this new person that is sadly also being influenced by the marker. And thanks to his influence throughout the game, the guy gets so insane to the point where he is trying to tell Isaac that the girl will not leave him alone. That is when he eventually gets told that that is his girlfriend that the marker is using to basically interact with everybody it's around, and gaining the influence needed to convince them to be a killer or to kill themselves. Now, after this whole situation, it is now found out that the people that were acting like they were going to help Isaac betrays him, and Isaac basically feels like he's alone, not having anybody to really care about getting him out or trying to stop the marker. In the end, he finds this girl named Ellie, and throughout the game, you and her are teaming up. Even though you guys do seem like an unlikely pair, you do eventually, like I said, you do team up when you save her, or at least help her out. She doesn't want to admit it, but she kind of gets help. You help her, and then in the end, you basically start being around her and helping her with getting out of the space station you are now at. Um, and Ellie does lose an eye thanks to the guy I told you about. I can't. What is his name? I think it's Strom. If I remember correctly, I think it's Strom. Now, eventually, like I said, you do get rid of the necromorphs in the area, because you get so depressed because, like I said, the government is after you in this one. And in the end, Isaac loses his drive to fight. And in the, like I said before, the marker tries anything to, influence you. So, no, not sex. Don't even think about that. In the end, though, he eventually says, I don't want to let you go, Ellie, because if I do, I'm never gonna see you again. And, because he feels guilty for, pushing her to go onto the Ishimura, and with the effect, and with the, obviously with the events that happened, she died because of it. In the end, the marker was basically playing with him, making him think that it was going to work together to get rid of it. Eventually, as you already know, the way the story is going to end, it betrays him and tries to kill him and become whole, because Isaac is one of the only left survivors of the marker's influence. So, in the end, though, you do destroy that second marker as well, and everything seems to be going normal. Now, in Dead Space 3, Dead Space 3 is the last installment of Dead Space, and it is Isaac basically I would say hiding in a way, but also just really wanting to just be left alone. He's already lost, his one girlfriend, then lost Ellie due to a situation to where, in the end of the second one, he did attack her, and she really resented him. But he was so held up on her that he wanted to be with her. And once a couple of soldiers came by and said, "Look, we got another infestation of these necromorphs. We know you're the best. We know you have survived these creatures 2 times in a row. We need your help to stop them." And the guy also influenced Isaac's decision in saying that Ellie was part of it. So by his own really not wanting to will, he eventually picked up and went to go help. And throughout the adventure in the third one, he gets really defensive, to the point of really kind of being pushy, because of the situation that he has with Ellie's boyfriend. Ellie's boyfriend is one of your teammates in the game, but he really does not like you, for obvious reasons. But in the end, they do find out that that a planet is coming, or something, and it is basically the marker planet. Is basically planets coming to Earth to eat it, devour everything. But eventually, in the end of Dead Space 3, um, after some narrow escapes again, and Isaac running, still kind of running from the government in a way, he eventually does beat one of the infestations, and almost seemingly to have died. The only way you can find out what happens to Isaac in the end is on the PlayStation 3. If they still have it, I don't know exactly if they have it anymore, but there was a DLC story that was called Extraction. No, that was I can't remember the name right now, but anyways, it is a little continuation of the storyline where you, like I said, you find out that Isaac did not die in the third one, and that he is trying to go and make sure everything is fine, but at the end, eventually you get a ship to start heading back to Earth, and as you get to Earth, you eventually see a full amount of markers coming to Earth to kill everything and everyone on the planet. And that is where the story ends for that is where the story ends for both Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the Dead Space storyline. Now, in this new game of Dead Space Remake, I don't know exactly what to really expect since I did not watch any of the storylines. Trailers, which for me personally, I'm glad I don't, because I think that is a complete spoiler to of what to really expect in the game. So with that being said, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace, love you guys, and see you guys later.